Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to our first interview. It's Monday morning here, 9 o'clock London time for Precious Metal Summit Europe. And it's my honor and pleasure to talk to Peter Tallman, the CEO of Klondike Gold. Hey, good evening or good night even to Canada. How are you, Peter?
I'm fantastic. I'm calling it good morning. It's 1 o'clock.
Okay, super. Great that you do that 1 o'clock in the morning. That's quite rare. I think I've never done that before. But even better, let's go into medias res directly. Klondike Gold Corp. I saw on your website that your company is in the Yukon, right? And also you are owning the McKinnon Creek project, which is very famous for the Gold Rush TV. That's because it's also famous here in Switzerland and Germany, you know. So what's the company up about? What are you doing in the Yukon exactly? Because it must not only TV, right?
Oh, well, fortunately, no. Although I did spend 2 years on TV on the Gold Rush show, my character, the evil claim lord, shoved the Hoffmans around, poor guys. And but I mean, it's part of the backstory of when I took over Klondike Gold in 2015. I became the CEO. And at the time, the company was bankrupt. And so one of the things that we had was this asset, which is a placer deposit in the Yukon, one of the old Klondike Gold Rush creeks. Mm-hmm. And so I enticed the Hoffmans to come in and begin mining. And it was a straight mining deal. There wasn't any TV involved with it. And so they ultimately produced nearly 4,000 ounces of gold for us. And that income helped get us over the hump of transitioning into a new company.
Okay, super. When you say a new company, what is new then? What is going on with exploration? I saw that you are 20 kilometers outside of Dawson City, so the infrastructure must be very favorable, right?
Yes, and well, the backstory here is the history of the Klondike. It's 20 million ounces of gold have been mined from the creek gravels. No one has found a source. One of the more recent theories was it was all eroded away. There's nothing there. Mm-hmm. And so we looked at it in 2015 and went, geez, what happens if they were wrong? What if there is a source? Let's apply some new thinking. And so we did. We've made many discoveries. And as a result of that, we've basically turned the company around, and we believe we have a first-class asset now. We've made we are delimiting gold. We are delimiting gold resources now, and that's quite a change from the past.
Okay, super. And I saw also that you are planning with, let's say, like a starter pit. Right, starter open pit, and that the exploration objective is plus 2 million ounces of gold. So how do you want to develop that this year, next year?
We just finished the financing, so we are fully financed through 2021 at double the pace that we have ever done in the last 5 or 6 years, and we are using that money to delineate hopefully our maiden resource. And so ideally we get we get many, many millions of ounces. I think property itself, we have 600 square kilometers of ground. It covers the entirety of the old Klondike Gold Rush, which is the famous Klondike Gold Rush creeks, all of them. And so in every single creek, there is a gold source, we believe. And we found several in individual creeks. So we think that, starting at originally, I was looking for 500,000 to go to 1 million, to go to 2 million, to go to 5 million. I believe that progression over time will happen, and there'll be more potential beyond that. But we have to start somewhere. So maiden resource, Lone Star, all the gold's at surface. We're going to drill it through 2021 and hopefully have a resource by the end of it.
Mm-hmm. And also I saw that you have this Stender gold zone with nuggets, and you had I think you had the drill result with 1,000 grams gold and over 1,000 grams of silver. I mean, this is of course over 1 meter. This is not like representative, I would call it, but where smoke is, there is fire, right?
That structure is also 5 kilometers long. We we have two zones that we're drilling for resources. Lone Star Zone is disseminated gold at surface, broad widths of kind of millimeter scale gold. The Standard Zone that you're talking about is all nuggets up to an inch, like this size. I have nice photos of it where they're like half of my hand. That's coming from outcrop. From a geology point of view, though, when we drill it, it's very hard to estimate how much gold is really there, because you can have this and drill beside it and not hit anything. And if you hit here, you get 1,000 grams gold over a meter. Well, okay, so what's the true grade? We have more work, and it's more technical work to figure that out. But I believe the long-term potential for the company is actually in the Standard Zone. I think that's a spectacular potential deposit for us in the future.
Okay. Do I understand that right? That probably, let's say, the overall game plan is to start, or not only to start, but to move on with placer gold mining to generate some income, and then do, let's say, hardcore really exploration to move the thing.
When I started in 2015, I said to everyone, our investors in particular, that placer gold mining does not belong in a publicly traded exploration company. There's just not enough gold there to return capital to shareholders. However, we need the placer gold. That placer gold mining aspect is really convenient from an exploration point of view. And if we're there digging the dirt up anyway, running it through a sluice while we're exploring for bedrock gold, because all our gold is at surface, okay, why don't we recover it? And we learn something from it. So we have been doing it in a very, very small way, but we do actually get a revenue stream from producing gold currently. This year was 50 ounces. It's not a lot, but it's money. It's money, yeah exactly.
That's right. Super. So then what are your most important objectives for 2021? And let's hope that this COVID-19 thing is not holding you back from too much.
Well, first on COVID, we were the first company to drill in the Yukon. We started planning in March, basically at the height of COVID in Canada. The first wave anyway, and so we had a drill turning by mid-late April, and as a consequence, I basically wrote the COVID protocols for drilling for explorers. The Yukon government adopted them. This coming year, it's a worry. Again, the Yukon had its first fatality to COVID, but you know, there aren't that many people in Yukon, and the issues are different there than they would be in Europe or in North America. It's isolated. But if we get to operate, we will be full bore with multiple drill crews, and our objective is to drill enough that we get to the point where we can produce a mineral resource.
Super. And cash-wise, I saw you've just closed $3.8 million, right? Private placement.
We just finished that. We did a raise in April for a little over $1 million as well. So we currently have about $5 million in cash, and so we're fully financed through 2021 into 2022 to do exactly what I said: drill it off and then produce a resource.
Fantastic. So we can then say, like, for 2021, if possible, a resource, latest 2022 beginning, right?
It would come in functionally in 2022. And again, there's two reasons for that. Number one, we've finished a big drill program here between August and October. I just finished. My hair is still long. I haven't been to the barber yet. But those drill results, they're going to be, we might get them in January, February, and that's a COVID thing. The labs don't have staff. So if that persists through 2021, we're going to get results in 2022. Then it needs to go to a professional estimator. So I've been asked that a number of times. I don't have guidance on a timeline right now.
Of course. Yeah, that's fully understood. Last question: what does the shareholder and owner structure look like? So let's say, how much as management? Do you have any significant institutionals in your shareholder registry?
Up until this past financing, we've financed internally with individuals. So Eric Sprott and Frank Justra have been the principal. They each own 15 to 20%. I own 5%. Management and insiders collectively, we own not quite 50% of the company. So this financing that we just completed, finally, we actually, well, not finally, but we got mostly institutional investment, which was really nice to see and a good transition for us. That was
absolutely,
that was
yeah.
good.
Yeah, and I would say this gives also great stability, and if money is needed, they have also deep pockets, I would call it.
Yes, that's right. But we have not lacked for capital since I started. It's been a fantastic gig for that.
Super. Perfect. Peter, thank you very much. That was a great insight in the company. And of course, we wish you all the best, that really the drills can turn, because I think your problems, every company face those problems. And we are running out. It looks a little bit like of gold and also silver and copper. And so from that side, we need to explore much, much more. And yeah, it looks like you are doing the right stuff here.
I think we have lots of gold to help everyone out. Yes.
Super. Fantastic. Peter, thank you very much. I wish you all the best. And yeah, also good night, good morning, and take care, and hope to see you soon.
Thank you very, very much.
Thank you. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that was Klondike Gold Corp, Peter Tallman, the CEO for Precious Metal Summit Europe. And yeah, you heard it. COVID-19 is, of course, holding back as everybody, but still the company has fantastic properties in the Yukon, also with placer gold, but also great exploration sites here for 2021 and 2022. Hopefully they can do the resource already next year. That would be great. The company has enough money for those next 18 months. That is also very important, and great shareholders. So I suggest you check it out. Thanks for watching us, and bye-bye from Switzerland.